he had heard about C60 and he had heard about some studies that they did with some animals where they gave the animals intense doses of radiation, and the animals that got C60 lived and the animals who didn't. These are Wistar rats and mice, and so they're intentionally designed for research purpose. I'm not talking about dogs or cats or anything like that. But he'd heard about this and he felt like, hey, nobody's been able to go down the path and do the research that he wanted to do successfully and come out alive. And so he was like, I'm going to start experimenting with C60. And so he was able to get some and started creating some different, basically C60 mixtures in MCT oil and started consuming it. And he and his team took C60 for several years while they did this research on something that's called a MOXIE fusion reactor. The research was successful. Nobody died. But during the process, Ken didn't expect this. He started to feel better. His energy went up. Ken's about 20 years older than me, and he was experiencing at that point lots of kind of aches and pains from old injuries from motocross and things like that, and cracking joints and pops and things like that. And while he was taking it, he noticed that his energy level was better. In general, he was just feeling better. It's the scientific name is Buckminster fullerene. And so there's different fullerenes. This one has 60 tiny atoms in the molecule of carbon. So it's carbon 60. It's a molecule of carbon and it's so tiny. So we infuse it, dissolve it into healthy oils. They're organic oils from top, oil producers. So they're healthy and it's a carrier oil. Yeah. So these ingredients, it's just the oils have two ingredients. It's MCT coconut oil and the carbon 60. Same with the avocado oil and the extra virgin olive oil. When you first start taking it, and if you're not used to consuming oils on a daily basis, we recommend that you start out with the avocado oil. That's specifically because it's the easiest to digest.
So we can put drips of this under our tongue?
You can put it under your tongue. You can take the dropper and put it in. You can put it on in a teaspoon or a tablespoon.
That's the size.
Yeah. So for most people, a teaspoon is appropriate. Now, when you get started, if you're not taking oils, you might want to start with a half teaspoon and gradually work your way up. The whole goal is that you don't experience any digestional discomfort, right? But once you're used to it, if you want to take more, and you can take up to a tablespoon. With regard to our products, the avocado oil and the olive oil hold more C60 than the MCT oil. And that's because of the structure of the oil itself. This is MCT is medium chain triglycerides. So the structure of the oil is a little bit different. So I typically will take a tablespoon of the MCT oil in my coffee, but you'd never really need more than that. Hydrogen water and C60 are kind of like peanut butter and jelly. They work really well together. So if you want to amplify your C60 experience, you drink your hydrogen water and you do a shot of C60 and they're going to work really well together.
But what about the evaporation rate? Is there such?
So there is no evaporation of it. I mean, it's in an oil. You want to keep it in a dark cabinet. We have it in these amber glass bottles because we don't want it to deteriorate in the light. But you typically, can feel it within minutes.